very good morning to everyone. So, in this lecture, we will discuss about what is the contract of bailment and the place. So, let's start with the contract of the bailment. According to section 148 of the contract 1872, a bailment is the delivery of goods by one person to another for some purpose upon a contract that they shall, when the purpose is accomplished, be returned or otherwise disposed of according to the direction of the person delivering them. Okay, so let's understand it very simply. Bailment. Bailment is like a deliver of some goods that is delivered by one person to another person for a specific purpose, and according to contract, when the purpose of that goods is accomplished, that should be returned in the same manner that you have that has delivered by the one person, okay, or dispose according to the direction of the person delivering them. So this is the contract of the bailment. So let's take the example, and it's very easy to understand through the example. Mobile repairing. There are two persons, person A and the person B. Person A mobile give his mobile to person B for repairing, but so what is the purpose is here? Purpose is here repairing, okay, and person A need to pay the repairing charges to person B. So this is, we can say, that means the person is responsible to return that goods in that manner. The person in that manner he has delivered that good. No, this is not the contract of the bailment. Okay, take another example. Let's understand very clearly with this example about the contract of the bailment. Borrows a book basically. Ram. Ram borrow a English book with his friend Sham. Okay, and said that he after 1 week I will, whenever the purpose is accomplished with this book or particular goods, I will return this book in the same manner that you have delivered to me. Okay, so here we can say the two parties, Ram and the Sham. Ram Ram will deliver that books, return that books to the Sham in the same manner that after accomplishing the purpose. Okay, so that is known as the contract of bailment. There are two parties in the contract, bailer or bailee. So let's understand who is the bailer and who is the bailee. The person delivering the goods is called the bailer. That means the person who is delivering the his own goods to the another party is known as the bailer, and the person to whom they are delivered is called the bailee basically. That means that particular goods is delivering to a specific person is known as the bailee, and the transaction is called the bailment. So this transaction is called the bailment of the contract. So let's understand who is the bailer and who is the bailee. So let's take for example number one. When A lends his video cassettes to B, so that means A lends here his video cassettes to B. Okay, that means after completing the purpose, he will return that video cassettes. So in this, who is the person who is delivering the goods is known as the bailer, and to whom they are delivered is known as the bail. When A delivers his clothes to B for a dry clean. Okay, so they, for the specific purpose to who is deliver the goods and to whom they are delivered, they are known as the bailer and the bailee. When A park his car in a parking center of B for payment, so who is delivering the goods is known as the bailer, and to whom they are delivered is known as the bailee. So bailment is basically, we can say, is specific related with the goods, not related with the money. If any person who is lending or borrow a money from someone, that is not included under the contract of a bailment. Whether we can understand mobile repairing. Okay, so this is the we can say this is the contract of the bailment, because here is the person A deliver the goods, that means give his mobile for the repairing to B. Okay, after the purpose completion, he will return that goods and he has to pay. That is known as the contract of the bailment. Sub Bailey, we saw that there are only the two parties, but sometime in that some contracts sub bailey is also be there. Sometime there may be sub bailey in a bailment, when a bailey with the express or implies consent of the bailer again bails the good to the third party. That means he is again bailment that goods to the third party. So the third party is such known as the sub bailey. Essential of a bailment. So what are the essentials are required for creating a contract of bailment? First is the contract. The bailment is always based upon the contract. So we know, like, bailment, that is always based upon the contract. That means there should be at least two party. For creating a contract of a bailment, at least we have the two parties. The first one is the bailment and another one is the bailee. Okay, so a contract may be the express or contract may be the implied contract. So let's understand it through the example. Person A and the person B. Person A give his car for repairing to person B. Okay, so there is a automatic contract generated between the parties. That means A give his car to B for the repairing. So the purpose is here repairing the car, and B has to return that car. Okay. Goods. Bailment can be constitute only of the goods. So I already told you about that. The contract of bailment can only be take place when the delivering of the goods from the one person to another person under the Contract Sales of the Goods Act 1930. That means if any contract based on upon the like money, okay, so that should not be considered as a contract of the bailment. Delivery of goods. The actual possession or control over the property must be delivered by the bailer to the bailee in order to create the bailment. That means delivery of the goods is the essential of the bailment, because whenever the one person deliver the goods to the another person, that take a place as a contract of the bailment. Okay, so the actual possession, that means here is only the possession is transferred from one person to another person. He is not transferring the ownership. Okay, suppose Ram and Sham are good friends. Okay, and Ram said that, Ki Sham, can you please give me your car for a specific purpose, and after the purpose is has accomplished, I will return that car in the same manner. Okay, so here is the delivering the goods from the one person to another person. That means the person who is delivering the car to another person, that means he is not transferring the ownership. He is transferring only the possession of the car. Okay, that means the contract between both the parties, the under the actual possession is that you are allowing to ride this car, use this car only in a particular city. So that means another party has to fulfill that obligation. Okay, that means he cannot take away that car from out of the city. So this is a very essential element of the bailment. If the position is not given, there is no bailment. So position is very necessary whenever the party delivering the goods. The position can be actual, or position can be actual, or conservative, you can say. So that is depend on the contract of the bailment. Next example, the Ram was holding the property on the behalf of Sham. Okay, so he is just holding because maybe the Sham is a good friend of Ram. Okay, and agrees to hold the same on behalf of Mohan. So there is the constructive transfer of the position. That means here is Ram holding the property of the Sham on the behalf of Sham and Mohan. So it's not like that he can sell that property. He has only the possession of that property. He has not ownership, so he can transfer, he can sell that property to someone. Purpose, there in the contract of a bailment there should be a specific purpose for create a contract of bailment. So there should be the purpose of bailment or giving personal property to another one. So the goods should be transferred by the bailer to the bailee for a some purpose. That means for behind delivering the goods by the bailer to the bailee for a specific purpose. Let's take the example. A gives his car to X to repair that car here. The repairing of the car is the purpose of bailment. So here is we can say he here is A is giving his car to X for repairing, okay, not for the driving, not for the sell that car. So here is the repairing of the car is the purpose of the bailment, okay. Whenever the car will repair, he will return that car, okay. Next, the return of the goods. The goods we understand that means the movable property. Okay, the goods transferred by the bailer to the bailee are transferred on the condition. On the specific condition, whenever the delivering of the goods, when a bailer deliver the goods to the bailee on some specific condition, they will be returned back to the bailer after the fulfillment of the purpose of a specific contract. However, the goods can be returned back to the bearer in their original form. That means in that form that have transferred by the bearer to the bailee, or in altered form as a contract may be expressed or the implied. Return of the same goods. Bailey is bound to return a very specific goods. That means if I give my mobile to someone in the same for a specific purpose, okay, and after that the Bailey is responsible is bound to return a specific, that means in a specific form, in an original form, okay, that means the specific goods to me, okay. Classification of bailment on the basis of benefit. So first we understand on the basis of benefit. Bailment for bailor's sole benefit. Where the bailment gives benefit to the bailor only is covered under this. It's like any benefit which is given uh, any benefit which is given the benefit only to the bailer, that comes under the bailment for bailor's sole benefit. That means example, free parking of the car of bailor in the free parking a lot of value, okay. So that means here is only the benefit of the bailor provided by the bailee, okay. Here is no benefit of the bailee because here is a free parking, there is no cost for parking a car. So this is the on the basis of benefit ballot only for the ballot sole benefit. Next, the bailment for exclusive benefit of bailee in the bailment, which on gives the benefit to the bailee only is comes under this. This will be no profit to the bailer. In this, according to type of the benefit, Here only the any benefit which only gives to the bailee. There is no benefit of the bailer. Let's take the example. Read the books in the common library. Here you are the bailee and the owner of the library is Baylor. So you can read the book free of cost. You have to no pay any such amount to reading that books. You have to for sitting in the library and gain knowledge for yourself. So what are your benefits here? You are gaining the knowledge at a free of the cost. You will get benefit whereas Baylor will not get nothing. Bailment for the mutual benefit. Any contract, any bailment of contract, they take a place for the benefit for the mutual benefit. That means for the bailer and the bailee. So both the person, that means the bailer and the bailee, get benefits come under this type of mutual benefit. The best example for this when a bailer park his car in the paid parking of the bailee. So the bailer will get the benefit to park his car and the what belly will get the money for the parking. So here they are making the contract for the mutual benefits. Next, understand on the basis of consideration. First we have the gratuitous bailment and second one we have the non-gratuitous bailment. What is the gratuitous bailment? Gratuitous bailment, it is the bailment of the goods without any charges or reward. The bailee is not required to pay any charges for the bailment. Okay, so that means if any bailment, any goods is delivered by without any charges. So suppose A borrow a book from B and after completing the purpose, he will return that book. Okay. So A no need to pay any charges for the bailment. So this comes under the gratuitous bailment. That means goods without any charges or any paid. Non-gratuitous bailment. It is a bailment for some charges or reward. The bailee is required to pay some charges to the bailer basically. That means we already understand the last example. If A park his car in a parking paid parking. Okay, so A has to pay some charges to the bailer. Okay, to the that means the bailee. Okay, so that means the bailee is required to pay some charges to the bailer. So A need to pay some charges to the B. So that is known as the non-gratuitous bailment. That means gratuitous bailment is that the contract of bailment is take place the goods without any charges. In the non-gratuitous, that means the bailment for the some charges or the reward basically. So here we have the very two famous personalities, two celebrities. One is Akshay Kumar and another one is Ranveer Kapoor, Ranveer Singh. Okay, and in the middle we can see a animal dog. Okay, so the owner of the dog is Akshay Kumar. Okay, due to some film project he has to move out of India. Okay, and he cannot take away this dog with him due to his project, due to his work. Now what can he do? He think that Ranveer is good friend of him. He said to Ranveer, "Can you please keep my dog? Can you please take care of my dog for a 5 or 6 days because I have to go outside." Ranveer say yes. Okay, so that means here is on the basis of the friendship, on behalf of friendship, Ranveer will take care of his dog. Okay, and after 5 or 6 days, he will return that dog to in the same form to the, that means with the proper take care, with the proper that means in the original form to return to the Akshay Kumar. That is known as the gratuitous bailment. What is a non-gratuitous bailment? Non-gratuitous bailments is like, take another example. Akshay Kumar also has a cow. Okay, he has to move out of India. Now the same problem with him. He cannot take away that cow with him. So he again said to Ranveer, "Can you please keep my take care my cow for a 5 6 days, and after 5 6 days, please return my cow to me." Okay. But what happened? Cow is expecting. Okay. Within the 5 or 6 days, uh, cow gave birth to child. Okay. And Ranveer, now Ranveer has to take care of that child of that cow. Okay, babies of that cow. So he has to do some expenses also for their caring, for their food and all thing. Okay, so in that case, Ranveer will return the goods. That means Ranveer will return that cow with the babies, but Akshay Kumar has to pay some the amount which is expenses by bear the expenses by the Ranveer Singh for their babies. That means the cow babies. Okay, that is known as the non-virtuous bailment. I hope you understand. Rights of bailor. That means what are the rights of bailor under the contract of bailment? Rights of bailor is equal to duties of bailee. First is right to claim damages. In all cases of bailment, the bailor has a right to claim for the damages against the loss if any caused due to the goods bailed due to the bailie's negligence or misconduct. Suppose the contract between A and B, A borrow a car from B for a specific purpose, okay, and so the responsibility of the A to return that car in the original form, but there due to some accident there is some scratches on a car, so Beller has a right to claim for that damages on a to a bailee. Right to enforce bailie's performance. Since the Beller delivers goods to the bailee for some specific purpose, the former especially in case of non-gratuitous bailment, has an element right to achieve the purpose or obtain the benefit, that means the performance, through the latter. So, if the baller deliver the goods for a specific purpose, so in the non-gratuitous bailment, if he has a bailler has a proper right, what are the performance on a specific purpose? If suppose A give his car for a repairing, so specific purpose is repairing. Okay, so let's understand it through the example. If X deliver a suit length to Y, his tailor, to stitch a suit for him. Here is X deliver the suit line. That means that he is a baller. X will see that the tailor does not need full in the desired manner. So he has a right to enforce Bailey's performance. Okay. So tailor is responsible to return that goods in a proper stitch that is desired by the X, that means the baller. Right to claim damages. In all cases of bailment, we already about key if any negligence or any conduct, bailer has a right to claim for the damages or any loss to the bailee. Next, the right to claim compensation against unauthorized use of goods. If during making a contract of bailment, if any condition put under that contract and the that condition is not fulfilled by the bailee, so bailer has a right to claim the compensation against unauthorized use of goods. Let's take the example for this. A lets B use his car, but what is the condition? Only B shall drive. Okay, here is the condition. A and B are good friends. A allow B to use his car. Condition is that only B shall drive. But what B did, B allows C, a member of his family, to drive the car. C rides with care, but the car meets with some accident. Now, who is responsible? C. B is responsible. Now, the B is liable to compensate for the damages caused occurs due to accident. Okay, because here is some condition put on the behalf of that condition. A create the contract of the bailment. If another party, that means the bailey, is not fulfill that condition, so who is responsible? B is responsible. B is responsible to pay that compensate for the damages caused. Right to demand return of goods along with acquiescence to, if any. The bearer enjoys the exclusive right to have the goods bailed delivered back to him in safe and sound condition after the time of bailment has expired or the purpose behind the bailment has been achieved. Moreover, in the absence of any contrary term in the contract, the bailor is also entitled to any acquisition to goods bailed if it is occurred while the goods were in the study of the bailey. That means bailor also can right to demand return of particular goods after completing the purpose the bailment has been achieved. Let's take the example. A leaves his brooding hen in the custody of B to be taken care for a week. The hen has hatched the chicks. So A is not entitled not only to the hen but also to the chicks. Okay, because he has a right to demand return that along with the accretion to, if any. That we saw in the example of Akshay Kumar brooding his cow in the custody of the Ranveer Singh. Okay, take care for a week. Okay, and it's not like that ki, uh, the cow has hatched with babies and the child. So he only is not entitled only for the cow. He can claim for that he has a right to demand the return of the goods. That means also with the babies of that cow. What are the duties of the bailiff? Duties of the bailiff is equal to rights of the bailee. Duty to disclose faults. In case of gratuitous bailment, I already told you about what is the gratuitous. That means the non-paid bailment. There is no charges. The bailiff is expected to disclose to the bailee all the defects known to him which would get in the way the use of goods bailed. That means in the case of gratuitous bailment, bailer is expected that I want my goods in the original form. If any defects known to him, okay, so that would get in the way with the use of goods bailed basically. A non-gratuitous bailment or bailment for the reward carries a greater responsibility on the part of the bailer. He will be liable even if he was not in the know of the defects. Okay, the following instant drive home the print points. Let's take the example. A lends his horse, which he knows to be very frisky, to B. He does not disclose the fact that the horse is frisky when B tries to ride it. The horse throws him off its back, that is already known by A, and B is injured. So in that case, A is responsible for injury sustained because in the gratuitous bailment, bailiff is expected to disclose to the bailee and tell him about all the defect which is already known by him. So in that example, in the gratuitous bailment, A is responsible, bailer is responsible, is liable for the bailee. Example 2. A hire a carriage of B. The carriage is unsafe. To B is not aware of it, but A is know very well about it, and A is injured. B is still responsible to A for the injury because A who hired A hires a carriage of B. Okay, that carriage is unsafe, but in that case B is not aware. Okay, so A is injured, so B is responsible to A for the injury. This is example of the non-gratuitous bailment or bailment for the reward. Duty to repay bailey's expenses. A bailer is duty to bound repay the bailey expenses incurred by him for work done on the goods received under conditions of bailment and for which he is not receiving any remuneration or delivering any benefit in this regard. So, what are the bailey's expenses uh, incurred by him for doing a particular work, for achieving a particular that good received under a condition of bailment? So who is responsible in this regard? Repay bailey's expenses. Suppose a took a car from B. Okay, and in that car there is some mistake. Okay, and we repair that problem, we sort out that problem of that car. So who is responsible? A is responsible to repay the bailey expenses because it's your car. Okay, duty to indemnify the bailey. The bailer is bound to make good the loss suffered by the bailey that is in excess of the benefit actually delivered, where he had delivered the goods gratuitously and compelled the bailey to return them before the expiry of the period of the bailment. So we know bailor is always bound to make a good the loss suffered by the bailey. Okay, in the case of the gratuitous, he can also complain to the bailey to return them before the expiry of the period of the bailment. Okay, what are if suppose person A took a car from B for a specific purpose for a 1 day, so after that he can duty to indemnify the bailey. Okay, because the time period he can compel the goods gratuitously and the compel the bailey to return them before the expiry of the period of the bailment between both the parties. Duty to compensate bailey for breach of warranty. Every contract of bailment warrant the bailey about bailer title being defect free. Okay, what are the title, that means for the specific purpose they are using it. Thus if bailey subsequently suffer any loss by the reason of bailer's title being defective, it is the duty of the bailer to compensate bailey for the breach of the warranty. If any warranty which is breached by the bailer, so bailey has a right to compensate. Bailer is responsible to compensate bailey for a breach of the warranty. Duty to claim back the goods. The bailer is bound to accept the goods upon being returned by the bailey in accordance with the terms of the bailment. Okay, uh, on a condition the goods that is delivered by the party. Okay, so he can also ask him ki on a same condition he has to return that goods, or if he refuses or fail to accept back the goods he offered at a proper time at a proper place. Okay, without any reasonable ground he shall be responsible for any loss or damages to the goods and not to the bailey basically. So also the duty of the beller to claim back the goods, because on the behalf of friendship, on the behalf of contract of the bailment, the person who is delivering the goods. Okay, and after that if you not you can also claim. If the person is refusing that car in 1 day or 2 day, you can claim back that goods in the original form. So I hope you understand the contract of the bailment. In a brief, I will explain again what is the contract of the bailment. Bailment is basically whenever the one party transfer the goods from one party transfer the goods uh, deliver the goods from one person to another. Any goods that is delivered from one person to another person, they take the place of the bailment whenever the purpose is accomplished. Okay, the bailee is responsible to return that goods in the original form. Otherwise, according to rights of the bailer, he can claim for the damages. Okay, so this is the contract of the bailment. Thank you.